Alright, it's another gorgeous day today. Let's get something cooking. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we'll be making these amazing shirataki noodle dish with chicken and cabbage. Shirataki noodle is also known as miracle noodle or pasta zero. It is made from Japanese Konjac plants that is high in soluble fiber and very low in carbohydrates. Combining with the ginger infused chicken and loaded cabbage, bean sprouts, and enoki mushroom, this cabbage chicken shirataki is delicious, nutrient-dense, yet low in calorie, and perfect for the summer weather. If you're new to my channel, big welcome to you. Please like and subscribe. Every week we'll be making healthy, local meal prep or desserts for a leaner and healthier lifestyle. Alright, without further ado, let's get cooking. Here are the ingredients that you will need. First things first, we'll be starting with our shirataki noodle. Here I'm using the 2 packages shown here. A whole head of Taiwanese cabbage, a bag of bean sprouts, Inoki mushroom, some green onion, and some chicken thigh. Here I'm using 4, and you will need all 4 as you will see in a little bit. A knob of ginger. I'm using the king lime soy sauce, the Shaoxing cooking wine, some oyster sauce, salt and pepper, white pepper in this case, and of course garlic powder. Since it's gonna be a long week for me as I'm working this weekend, basically I'm making double the batch as you can see. So if you're just making for yourself or just like a simple week, I will cut the ingredients in half. So here I am just releasing the shirataki noodle from its packaging. You want to strain this as it's packaged in water. At first it's gonna smell kind of like a seaweedy, fishy smell. Is perfectly normal. You just want to rinse it thoroughly with water. Here I'm just demonstrating with a jar of water, but you can rinse it under tap water just to remove any of the packaging liquid as well as the smell. And you want to just let it sit on the strainer, let all the excess fluid drain out, and set it aside, and we can start preparing our next ingredients. So next up, we're gonna be starting with the cabbage, Taiwanese cabbage. So this is a really crunchy cabbage. I really enjoyed this. So first you want to just peel each layer off one layer by layer. When the cabbage becomes small enough where you can handle, I will cut it in half, but right now I'm just continue to peel it away as we go. And once you cut that in half, definitely want to take out the stem so you can release all the individual leaves. Cut them in thin strips as shown here. It does not have to be perfect as this will be sauteed down, but just something that will incorporate better with the noodle. And watch out, don't cut your hand of course. And here is the knob of ginger. You want it thinly sliced, as thin as possible. The thinner the better, just because the ginger once it's sauteed and the juices and kind of oil released from the chicken thigh becomes really fragrant and basically give this dish its signature taste. Here I'm just working with a scallion, remove the stem as shown here. Then I cut up the white part of the scallion, and then finally chop the green parts to reserve for later. It's really good for garnishing, give a pop of green color, and also add an extra flavor that just enhances the overall dish. So continue cutting, and after that you will set it aside. So here I'm using chicken thigh. You can definitely use chicken breast of course. Here I'm just feeling a little more flavor, so I went with the thigh. I wasn't able to get the skinless, boneless one, so I went ahead and kind of took care of that myself. Earlier you saw me removing the skin. Here I'm just slowly cutting away the bone, so just keep the meat part, and then after that I'll cut it into small bite-sized pieces. And you can see me rotating the meat here around just so that it's about the same size but irregular in shape. It helps with the flavor absorptions, so I prefer to cut it this way, and also help with the texture. Just really enjoy it. Make sure you repeat this for all 4 thighs. cut them up and set it aside. So here I'm marinating them with soy sauce and a splash of cooking wine. Because both of these are a little salty, I'm skipping the salt at this point. I'm gonna reserve this later for all the veggie, as you are seeing just a little bit. And definitely garlic powder, my favorite, and last but not least, white pepper for a little extra heat and flavor. And you want to combine this well so that every piece is coated with all the marinades. And you want to let it sit for say 5-10 minutes. And after that, heat a saute pan to medium high. And then once the pan is thoroughly heated, add the chicken pieces to the pan. Make sure you spread them out to one even layer. And after about 3 minutes, give them a little flip. You'll see the bottom becomes golden brown and all the chicken juices and oil release from the chicken thigh. And then you want to add the thinly sliced ginger and also the white part of the scallion. Give it a quick saute, flip around, and about like I will say a good 5 to 8 minutes until all the caramelization develops. Remove the chicken to a separate plate, and here I'm adding all my cabbage. Again, as you can see, it's a lot of cabbage, a lot of cabbage, but I just have a long week ahead of me. Working this weekend can be helped, and I would rather have excess of food than starving. So there I am, like bulking up my meal with all the good vegetables. So after the cabbage is sauteed down, you saw me added the bag of bean sprouts. Saute that down, and then I'm adding the enoki mushrooms. So here I am adding seasoning to my veggies. So that's some salt, quick shake of garlic powder, a splash of soy sauce. I'm only adding a little bit just because I don't really like too pungent of a flavor, but definitely you can add more or less depending on your taste. And here I'm just shaking in some oyster sauce, giving an extra sweetness and depth to the dish. You can see overall the color of my dish is lighter in color versus the one that you'll see outside. Just prefer it this way. I don't like my dish to be too salty per se, but nonetheless all the flavor is there. So after everything is cooked down, you want to add back the chicken as well as all the juices that comes along with it. Let's get all the juices out, so I'm scooping a little veggie to scrape out the last drop from the plate. And then you just want to mix this around, saute it, make sure that it coats thoroughly. So after this is done, you'll add the drained shirataki noodle. Now I will say that this is very long noodle. I didn't show it here, but I did ended up cutting it with my wooden spatula just to cut them in smaller pieces so that it'll be easier to coat. You saw me adding a splash of green onion for flavor, and here I am just serving myself a nice bowl of the shirataki noodle. So I got some noodle, got some chicken, here are the sauteed veggie. I like to top it with an extra of white pepper, some white sesame seeds, and a little sprinkle of spring onion. And yeah, there you have it. This is nice bowl of ginger infused chicken and cabbage shirataki noodle. It's very delicious, light, perfect for the summer weather, and also very low in carb and calorie. So here I'm just gonna take a little quick taste test, and of course it's absolutely delicious, very delightful, and I'm gonna have this little piece of chicken as well. So yeah, I really do hope you give this a try. Shirataki I think it's so far very kind of like underrated for the benefit that it has. Overall, it's just a very nice substitution that keep you full longer without adding any extra calorie, but also combined with other nutrient-dense ingredients, it can be a very nice and delightful meal. So yeah, hope you give this a try, and yeah, I will see you next time. Cheers!